We're coming to you from the Radford Studio Center lot in Studio City, right over the hill from Hollywood. This is the place where dreams are made, legends are born. Hello and welcome to our very special Grammys edition of The Lot. I'm Suzanne Marquez. Celebrities get hungry too, and it turns out music's biggest night is also delicious. I got an inside look at what's on the exclusive menu with entertainment insider Gray Drake.
All right, oyster toast.
Love it.
Happy
Cheers.
Grammys.
We're ready to dig in, okay? We are ready to eat. We're not here to mess around, Gray.
We are not messing around.
So what are we getting here, Gray?
All right, so we've got some ginger glass noodles. Suzanne, can I serve
thank you. Don't mind if I do.
All right.
This is our first bite.
Oh, these glass noodles. Wow. That's such a sensational taste. The ginger is really subtle.
I took too big of a bite.
So this is our plant-based chicken. These are for all of our non-meat eaters on Grammys night.
We're the first ones to touch this food. We're christening the plate.
Truly a holy moment as well.
I mean, it looks like chicken.
Looks like chicken, and it smells really aromatic.
Oh, it does smell great. It smells fabulous. I'm gonna take a little bite. Oh my gosh, that is so good.
Actually,
it tastes like a chicken nugget.
Are we sure this isn't chicken? I feel like we should ask someone. Suzanne, I have stars in my eyes.
I love it. I was wondering, you know, fruit, I guess it's a palate cleanser, but I've never had fruit like that.
Wow.
Yeah?
It's so fruity and light. Fruit is fruity. What a revelation. I told you I'm just excited.
We have the fire roasted long bone tomahawk, the biggest piece of meat I think I've seen in a long time, right? That is a steak, the whole thing.
Oh gosh, it makes my heart happy.
My favorite so far. Mind boom.
I'm surging with life and energy.
That's the stuff. Yeah, baby.
Oh, if you can't find me for the next few days, you know where I'm going to be at.
It's just me and my Grammys. Can you believe they have a sundae bar?
Oh
so
my
cute.
gosh, I'm so excited for this. I've been eyeing it for moments.
Yeah,
Here
it's
we
like
go.
we're at the movies, but making our own little desserts.
All right, so we got some Oreo crumbles that I'm going to put on here.
Okay, love that. And some nuts. This is so fun.
This is sort of as culinarily advanced as I ever get. A raspberry sauce with some cookie crumbles.
Right? Heavenly.
And she was never heard from again.
Oh, I can still taste that steak. There is no question that the 2024 Grammys will be all about the women. Many of the nominees this year are female and are set to potentially make history at this year's show.
We were good, we were gold.
The year was 2023 and the women showed up.
Always rooting for the anti-hero.
And showed off.
Made some real big mistakes.
Of the 9 most nominated artists, 8 are women. With 9 nods, SZA is the most nominated artist at this year's award show. This is the singer's first LP to receive an Album of the Year nod for SOS, while her track Kill Bill is her first solo song to be nominated in the Record and Song of the Year categories. With 15 nominations and 1 win in her career, the 2024 Grammys are shaping up to be a big night for the songstress, as she's also set to perform.
When they say she get it from her mama, I'ma say you right body.
Following SZA are Victoria Monet and Phoebe Bridgers, each earning 7 nods.
Stop staring at the ceiling fan.
While Phoebe's supergroup Boy Genius with singer-songwriters Julian Baker and Lucy Dacus are also up for 6 awards.
Are you ready for it?
And we can't say record-breaking year without mentioning T-Swift. After the success of her Eras Tour and album Midnights, it's been Taylor's world and we're just living in it.
It's me,
She's up for 6, and if she takes home Album of the Year, she will become the first performing artist to win the category 4 times.
I can buy myself flowers.
The remaining female artists with 6 nominations apiece are Brandy Clark, Miley Cyrus, Olivia Rodrigo, and Billie Eilish.
I used to float, now I just fall down.
Another woman dominating this year is none other than Barbie. Well, sort of. The Barbie soundtrack earned 11 nominations, and how could it not after taking over the box office last year?
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken.
Women don't just lead the pack in the top categories, their leadership is transcending language. In the Best Mexican Music Album category, women are taking 4 out of 5 spots. A category that has historically been dominated by men. R&B is also putting ladies first, with women taking 4 of 5 slots of Best R&B Album as well.
Ooh, why is it so complicated?
With the last spot going to R&B legend Babyface for his album appropriately titled Girls' Night Out. An album that only includes collaborations with female artists. As Grammy-winning Queen Bee always says, who run the world?
Girls, we run this mother.
Now everybody knows that ladies love Cool James, LL Cool J, but Babyface is for the ladies. The singer was a defining voice of the 90s, and now, decades later, he's helping to shape the next generation of R&B. The Lot's producer, Amaris Alarcón, actually caught up with the crooner ahead of the big show, and he gave a little tease on what he'll wear.
It was 7 years between your last album and Girls' Night Out, and to be nominated now for a Grammy, what does that mean?
Well, so it's surprised and very happy that it was nominated. But it was time to just do some new music, and it was great doing it with all these new artists, these female artists that were great artists that I just met, and some of them I knew, but I love the way that they worked together, you know. And we worked together, we writing and everything, and producing it. It was like so much fun to do it. And so it was a nice change.
And did you have any inclination, because it is the year of the woman, so many great female artists are nominated, and then you have this album, Girls' Night Out.
Right.
Did you have any inclination of where the industry was going? I mean, you featured the biggest women in music in your album.
Well, it was, I mean, it is interesting that it happened that way, you know, because when we started it, it wasn't, you know, everybody was kind of getting started, so to see, you know, to see it happen, especially proud of Coco, you know, who came out of it, you know, to be able to see her early, catch it early. Yeah. This is the year of the woman.
Yeah.
And it's and I don't think it's going to stop for a minute.
Right.
We're going to be seeing this for a little while.
Like who gon' hang up first? And now I'm so caught up on how it was, the way you.
Let's talk about your fit today. You look incredible. What is your fit gonna be like on Sunday?
Oh, you know, clean.
Very, very Babyface like.
Yeah, I think so.
The Ray Charles Foundation donated $2 million to the Grammy Museum, which funds access to music education here in LA and around the world. To celebrate, the Grammy Museum renamed their downtown terrace after him and hosted a concert with his music.
Just an old sweet song, yeah. Keeps Georgia on my mind.
Aloe Blacc sounds great in front of that packed house performing Georgia on My Mind. The event was hosted by Grammy-winning producer Jimmy Jam, who has produced iconic hits like Janet Jackson's Control album and Super Bowl halftime performer Usher's You Remind Me and Bad Girl, as well as Boyz II Men's On Bended Knee. But Ray Charles is one of Jimmy Jam's childhood inspirations.
My mom listened to Ray Charles all the time. Matter of fact, Valerie Simpson from Ashford and Simpson actually wrote one of his first big hits called Let's Go Get Stoned. And I remember that little 7-inch vinyl playing over and over and over. So I got a chance to grow up with a lot of great music, and Ray Charles was always at the forefront of that.
Yes, the gospel-inspired Let's Go Get Stoned was a #1 Billboard R&B hit back in 1966. Ray Charles started his foundation 20 years later, and they don't accept donations. They have raised more than $50 million in royalties from his music and licensing his name to help the hearing impaired and help kids gain access to music. The foundation has worked with the Grammy Museum since 2010, taking students to his music studio and library on Washington Boulevard in LA. The Lot's producer, Stephanie Garcia, also caught up with DJ Khalil at the event and talked to us about his collaboration, Happy Now, with megastar Kali Uchis.
Will we be hearing more collaborations of you with Latino artists?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, with Kali Uchis, that was I collaborated with Soundwave. You know, good friend of mine that works with Kendrick, and he was working with Kali Uchis, and that's how we ended up working with her. But I was a big fan of hers. Like, actually, I was working with Sergio Mendes like a few years ago, and we brought her in, and you know, we tried to make that collaboration happen. So I've been a big fan. Right? Yeah, she's incredible. She's one of my favorite artists.
Oh yeah, Telepatia, one of my favorites. 30,000 students come through the Grammy Museum every year, including then students Billie Eilish, Phineas, and Olivia Rodrigo. When we come back, we're sitting with a Grammy-nominated artist, Gaby Moreno, who recently performed with Golden Globe winner Oscar Isaac. Don't go away.
Hey there, I'm Babyface, and you're watching The Lot.
Luna de Shelahu, que supiste alumbrar
en mis noches de pena. Una morena de dulce mirar.
Just a gorgeous, gorgeous video and singing. And joining me right now is Gaby Moreno, who has her second Grammy nomination this year for Latin Pop Album. First of all, congratulations. You're also performing at the pre-show.
Yes, I'm super excited. I'll be performing this song, Luna de Shelahu, which is a song very, very dear to my heart. It's considered like a second anthem in Guatemala, where I'm from. And, you know, to perform it on that stage is just gonna be incredible. So.
And if people haven't seen Inside Llewyn Davis, then they don't know that Oscar's such a great singer. But I fell in love with him when I saw that movie. How did you and Oscar come together?
Actually, right after, or maybe during, when he was promoting that film, we met here in Los Angeles at a show. Somebody did a concert, and they invited him over to perform, and we met there, and then I had heard of him already because, you know, he was born in Guatemala, and he, funnily enough, had also heard about me. So we were like, hey, why don't we sing something together? And right then and there, we sang this beautiful song, very well known in Latin America, called Cucurucucu Paloma. And we became fast friends, and you know, would sing, you know, over the years, you know, we've sung together in different places. I mean, in London and New York and Guatemala. I invited him for a concert. So it was so wonderful to record with him finally. And you know, now that it's everything that's happening is just, it's really incredible.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're up for a Grammy this year. Let's talk about your album.
Yeah, it's my album Por Mí, Volume 1, which I released last year, and it's just acoustic songs. It's just me on acoustic guitar and singing. That's it. There's nothing else. And I produced it, and it's songs from previous albums that I just wanted to showcase in a very intimate, personal way. And that's nominated for Best Latin Pop Album. And then I have another nomination for Best Tropical Latin Album because I produced an album for Omar Aportundo, the legendary Cuban singer from Buena Vista Social Club. So that's also an amazing thing to be nominated as a producer. You know.
And let's look at one of your videos, Fronteras, which is gorgeous as well.
Thank you.
What is it like doing these new versions of your songs? They feel more intimate.
Absolutely. You know, I always say that you're basically hearing the song the way that it was conceived, you know, like that's really how I wrote the song. It was just with the acoustic guitar, and then I would grab my phone and I would record it. So what you're listening is basically that, but you know, obviously recorded in a more professional way. But yeah, it's very special. And I also I do a lot of shows where I just perform in that setting, and people seem to respond quite well to that acoustic solo format.
Absolutely. And you have 2 Latin Grammys under your belt, so I think this is your year. Let's also talk about your new album coming out.
Yeah, I have a new album coming out February 16th. It's called Dusk. And it's a bit more American roots, Americana, that sort of genre, always with songs in English and Spanish. It actually includes a beautiful version of Luna de Xelajú, but with a full band. Not the acoustic, but now it's like with a full band. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to finally release it and get to play all these shows and play these songs.
Are you excited for Grammys too? I mean, what a night.
What a night.
To perform and learn about your Grammy win. You said it's in a pretty tight window?
Yeah. I think I perform, and then right after they will announce the category. So, whatever happens, I'm so excited to be nominated and to be celebrating music with so many peers and friends. And
have you started celebrating?
Yeah, I mean, we've already all this week, right? We've been celebrating. We've been doing all kinds of activities and parties and things. So yeah, it's been super fun.
Well, congratulations, Gaby Moreno. Congrats on performing. With your already 2 Latin Grammys under your belt, we hope you take home another one this Sunday.
We'll see.
When we come back, I sit down with Grammy winner Andra Day.
And we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise.
Grammy winner Andra Day has new music and an album coming out, and she's set to sing the Black National Anthem at the Super Bowl next week. She's also been an Oscar nominee, Golden Globe winner, and is talking about making music with 5-time Grammy nominee this year, Jon Batiste.
Pick me up, don't ever put me down.
From her powerful smash hit, Rise Up.
And we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up. In spite of the ache.
To her Golden Globe winning performance portraying Billie Holiday, which also landed her an Oscar nomination.
Of the gallant South.
Andra Day is a force in music. Her first studio album, Cheers to the Fall, was nominated for 2 Grammys, Best R&B Album and Best R&B Performance for Rise Up. And she took home the Grammy and Golden Globe for the United States versus Billie Holiday. I know you've talked about it was hard to shed her because how you just throw yourself fully into a project and you fell in love with her and you felt a piece of her carried with you.
And she's still not fully gone. It's an interesting character to play. I love being able to experience her life, her struggles, her triumph, and her light. It has affected my voice. I get very nervous going into this season because kind of trying to get that gravel in my voice of Billie put some wear and tear on my actual vocal cords.
She's back with her first new music since 2021 with a timeless new single that exudes talent, Where Do We Go? When you think of your approach to songwriting, how special is this song to you?
My approach involves prayer all the time, so that's really what this song feels like to me. It's not just a prayer, but it's also, a declaration of victory, whether it's a victory that's been seen or been experienced yet, or a victory that you have faith and you have hope for in the future.
It's from her forthcoming album, Cassandra, her most personal body of work to date.
It's a labor of love. I really wanted to share, without worry and without kind of guilt and shame, just unapologetically how I've felt, the places that I've been in the last few years.
And she just presented a Golden Globe with Jon Batiste.
Music can take you anywhere. It took me from singing in a strip mall. Yes, that's a mall. Sorry. Okay. Strip mall.
Does that mean music's in the works? It was such a moment seeing you 2 together. Now I'm hoping you're working on music together.
We've been talking about working on music for a long time, so we're definitely going to work on something together. We're excited about it. We'll get it out there soon, definitely.
Andra Day's first tour was opening for Lenny Kravitz. His personal photographer, Mathieu Bitton, has also shot Dave Chappelle and hosted a star-studded opening of his work. The Lot's Jamie Yukas has more.
Instead of a coffee shop, we order in a latte to meet Mathieu Bitton at the Leica store in Los Angeles. It's where he's setting up his exhibit called Paris Blues, a decade of moments and reflections.
It was supposed to be delivered on Monday. 27 more prints are not here, most of the show.
Do you know where they are?
They're supposed to be delivered today.
Luckily, they got delivered in the middle of our interview.
Okay, let's see what's in here.
And he takes us through the images.
I love the bottles of wine
Yeah,
here.
that's the thing about pictures is you'll notice, now that I see them big, I'm gonna notice things I didn't notice before.
Then Bitton debuted all the prints a few days later in front of celebrities like Lenny Kravitz, Dave Chappelle, and Chris Rock.
It's like 10, 11 years of my life going back to Paris, and every time I go, and so one night it might be 4 a.m. with Mick Jagger, another night it might be 1 a.m. with, Georgia Smith on Lenny Kravitz's piano after he did a TV show, I was shooting stills with him, and we met her, and she comes back, and it might be, the club with Jay-Z, or it might just be a couple kissing in the middle of the Tuileries, the park.
The pictures of those regular people also tell a fascinating story.
I was in the middle of shooting a fashion campaign and for a French company, and this guy came running after me after I took the picture as I was already shooting the model again. And he's like, yo, what are you doing? Are you crazy? And I was like, what? He's like, that's my mistress, that's not my wife. And I was like, oh, my bad, okay. He's like, you gotta delete the photo. And I look at the back of the camera, I'm like, I'm not deleting this photo, I'm sorry, but you should probably not make out with your mistress in the middle of a public park, You might be capturing these images, but these images wouldn't exist without you being there. Somebody else might have a different angle and another perspective, and there's something about also the black and white that keeps everything so timeless.
The exhibit focuses on Paris, a city he grew up in but left in 1987.
I would say it's a tribute to my first love, which is Paris, because I discovered everything I love in Paris. Music, art books, poetry, all through the flea markets of Paris.
Bitton has been a designer, a producer, and a creator for decades, winning a Grammy for putting together Dave Chappelle's comedy album, The Closer.
This is Dave. He tells jokes for a living.
But Bitton says he still can't believe where photography has led him, and this exhibit is a celebration of that.
Is this exhibit forcing you to maybe live more in the present?
Mm-hmm. Definitely, it's also forcing me to remind myself to be present and remind myself that this is all this is the reaction to the action, It's like these moments will exist forever after I'm gone, after these people are all gone, And so it reminds me that I actually have a purpose in this life. I feel various purposes, the obvious ones being a family and, being a good person and, helping others, whatever it is. But as my job goes, which a lot of times this does not feel like a job, so it's my purpose.
So many Grammy winners and nominees through this episode. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Suzanne Marquez. Be sure to catch all of the star-studded action on the red carpet starting at 3:30 p.m. Pacific with our Live from the Red Carpet special on KCAL and streaming nationwide on CBS News Los Angeles.